It's been 2 months since I made a video. I think most of that is because there weren't really any meaningful updates to my life until recently. Everything was pretty hunky-dory, which is good, but I was still feeling this really intense sense of discontentment towards my life. I felt like I was kind of stalled in terms of my goals, and it didn't feel very good. So, in a fashion that's typical of me, I took some steps to fulfill my goals, or get closer to fulfilling my goals. So, in December, I signed up for this like weight loss program, like a medical weight loss program where they can give you medications and like a doctor monitors your weight loss and suggests different things depending on what you want to do. And I had my first session a couple weeks ago, but the sessions are spaced so far apart that there wasn't much of a point in even doing it. Like, not that there wasn't much of a point, but I wanted to kind of get things going faster. And so I ended up, because I really wanted, like, everyone was talking about Ozempic and Wegovy and all those medications, so I really wanted to get on something so that I could actually, like, I feel like I could take my life back rather than be like addicted to food, because food triggers my other addictions. Like, I'll usually overeat and then I'll start drinking or like smoking weed or doing some other drug or something. So I really wanted to take my life back, and what I ended up doing, once I found out that my next appointment wasn't going to be until August, which, like, seriously, like, what the hell? Like, I don't know, I just don't feel like it should take that long, but anyway, once I found that out, I went looking to see, like, if there was a way that I could possibly get Ozempic, like, if there was some kind of telehealth provider or something that would do it, and there actually was. So I used this thing called Push Health. I think it's at, like, pushhealth.com, and I literally signed up, and then, like, 5 minutes later, I got matched with, I think it was, like, a nurse practitioner, and the nurse practitioner actually recommended this one called Mounjaro, which basically, if you don't know what these drugs do, they are agonists of GLP-1 receptors, and those GLP-1, it's like GLP-1 is activated when people eat, when normal people eat, and it does things like limiting, like, slowing down gastric emptying, so you digest food slower. It actually makes you feel full. It triggers insulin secretion, so things that, like, regulate your metabolism. And so Mounjaro agonizes those GLP-1 receptors, but it also agonizes, or is an agonist of the GIP, which, so it's like a dual agonist, and it basically covers more receptors than Ozempic and Wegovy do. So that was the reasoning behind why this guy recommended that I take Mounjaro, because the weight loss is a lot more effective. And I also have insulin resistance. My A1C is like 5.3, which is pretty close to being pre-diabetic. So that's pretty much a confirmation that I do have insulin resistance, and that I do have some of the underlying metabolic issues that make it difficult to lose weight. Not that I couldn't lose weight all by myself, but it's really hard. I'm constantly fighting cravings. I'm constantly like thinking about food, or at least I was until I started taking this medicine. So I talked to the guy, the nurse practitioner. He gave me the prescription for Mounjaro. He sent it to my local pharmacy, and they actually had it like 2 days later. So then I took it 2 days later, and the change was really incredible. Like, I completely understand why people are saying that these GLP-1s are like miracle drugs, because I feel like a different person in a lot of ways ever since I started taking it. So this was about a week ago that I took my first shot of Mounjaro. So it's an injection. I just injected it into my stomach. It didn't even really hurt. I hardly felt it, although I did bleed a little bit on my stomach after I took the pen out. But pretty much like 2 hours after I took the injection, I didn't really have any cravings anymore, which is weird because, like I said, I'm constantly fighting cravings for food and drugs, like 24/7, basically. So I was like, okay, like maybe this is a placebo, maybe I'm just like hyping myself up. Let's see what happens the next day. Well, the next day, I felt so full that I could barely eat anything, even though I hadn't eaten at all. I actually did get up during the night because my sugar went down really low. It went to like 65. And I did eat like a mint, like one tiny little peppermint patty. That was probably like 60 calories or 30 or something. Because my sugar was just so low. And I had to like force myself to eat it because I felt so full. And then once I got up, like for real, I was just still full. Like I wasn't really thinking about food. I could think about other things. And it was amazing. So I actually worked from home that day after I had taken it. And, I felt decent. Like my energy was a lot higher than usual. But I didn't feel good. Like my stomach didn't really feel good. It was a little bit, I'm not even going to say queasy. My stomach just felt a little bit off. Like I was getting used to the medication. So then, I think all I ate in the morning was like a couple pretzels and like a piece of cheese. And then, I made a pretty healthy lunch. And then for dinner, my mom, who lives with me, wanted Burger King, so that was not a good choice, but I got one of those original chicken sandwiches, and then I was only able to eat like half of it, and I ate like 4 fries, so my appetite was seriously reduced. So I was already thinking like, okay, like this probably isn't going to last that long, because this is a ridiculous level of appetite suppression. But I still, it's been like a week, and I still don't crave food in the same way that I used to, which is so great. What else should I say? Most of, like, the way that my life kind of went before taking this drug for the past several years was really, like, I would eat some kind of really bad, heavy carby food, and then I'd feel really sedated to where I could barely do anything. And then I would usually like do some kind of other drug, like I would drink, or I would smoke weed, or I would do like benzos or like sedative type drugs. Which I think I'm gonna make like a whole video about that, because I found out. Now I don't want to like make myself look like this like victim channel that I'm like just trying to get diagnosed with all these disorders and things like that, but I'm really actually trying to take ownership of my behavior and modify it. So like I got diagnosed with complex-PTSD from just a lot of really terrible things happened in my childhood, and I was reading about complex PTSD, and one of the things that is really common for people, so there are like these four responses, like fight, flight, fawn, and freeze. People know about fight or flight, but like fawn and freeze, I think Pete Walker, who is a therapist who specializes in this, I think he coined those two other responses, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, like a big part of the freeze response, which is more than likely what I have or what I do, is things like taking sedative drugs, like maladaptive daydreaming, just sort of being detached from reality, not in like a schizophrenic way or like psychosis, but just in a way that like reality feels so painful that like a person affected by this would do as much as they can to not be involved in it. Like, it's the types of people that stay at home all the time and who like never talk to anyone, which is what I was like for a really long time. I really didn't have like genuine friends until I was like 24. I had fake friends just to sort of fit in, but that's about it. So anyway, I think that the like food and drug abuse, the type of food and drug abuse that I did, where I just like I basically put myself in la la land most days. I think that was because of like the sort of C-PTSD freeze response. And I started EMDR therapy to try to like rectify some of that, although it's gotten a lot better naturally just from me trying to make efforts to improve my life, really. So so the Mounjaro, I feel like it's just I could still do that if I wanted to, but it's not my first instinct anymore. So like, I'll tell you, like one time I did overeat already on this medication, but once. I literally overate one time. And like, I overeat every day, usually, every single day. My highest weight, I was like over 400 pounds. I'm now in the 200s, but I was 400 pounds, so I was overeating every single day by a lot. And I have a pretty quick metabolism too. It's not that I was like, that I just have this really slow metabolism and I was just kind of overeating. Like I was binging pretty much every single day for most of my life, and then it got a lot better, but I was still overeating every single day. So like the change, it has been amazing, and it's something that I never thought would be possible. And I'm so thankful that my insurance covers this. It's kind of worrying that eventually, like, if I switch jobs, my insurance might not cover it anymore. And that makes me want to stay on my job, even though I should be switching jobs to, like, to get more money and to better my skills and everything. But I'm thinking that maybe I'm just going to stay at my job until I've lost a lot of weight. I think maybe, like, the best thing for me would be to, like, create this version of myself that I feel like is acceptable to other people, so that I would feel like I could present myself to other people properly, like, and sort of be more genuine. Because now, like, I'm pretty embarrassed about myself, both because of the C-PTSD and just the core shame that I have about myself, and also because of, like, I don't like what I look like. I'm the only minority in a workplace of all white people. Like, I'm really overweight. I'm really, like, awkward because I don't like myself very much. So, like, this version of me, I don't think is, like, ready to, like, if I improve myself a lot, I could probably go into the corporate world and be fine. I'd have a lot more energy. I'd have, like, more confidence, everything. So I think I'd be ready for that at that point. So I think I'm really going to just prioritize getting more healthy and more confident before I look into switching jobs, because that way, like, I'm sure like one of like Ozempic, Wegovy, Saxenda, whatever, like one of them would be covered, because I don't think I could ever get off. Like, I don't think I could ever not be on a GLP-1 drug. I don't know if Saxenda actually is one, but anyway, even if it's like metformin, because I do have insulin resistance, and I have to at this point take some kind of medication to correct it. Maybe once I'm at my goal weight, I won't have it anymore, or it'll be like in remission, but I think it's probably a good idea for me to just take something like for my whole life, honestly. Like, has anyone read those studies about metformin? They say that it's like life expanding, and that it can reduce inflammation and all these things because of the way it works on your metabolism and your insulin response. So I think I'm gonna just stay on something my whole life, which is way different than the way I used to think. I used to be very anti-medication, but Mounjaro has kind of changed my mind. Anyway, so anyway, I was gonna say this story about how I overate once on this medication. It's not really a story, but basically, a couple days after I started taking it, like 3 or 4 days, I was volunteering at my work for like a meeting thing that they do, and I didn't come home until 10 p.m. and I was really hungry because I didn't really eat anything since like 12 p.m. because I forgot to eat. I shouldn't say I was hungry. I was just like, I don't know, craving food or something. I didn't really feel hungry, but I needed to eat something. And then my mom was like, oh, I want pizza. And because I was so like, I needed food so much, I wasn't able to really like defend myself and like, or like act logically and like get her pizza and then like eat something else or cook something for myself. That's what I usually do nowadays. So I ended up just eating pizza, and then like it was really good, so then I ate like 4 pieces of pizza, which was not good. But normally on a time like that, like I'd probably eat like an entire pizza and then like get 4 more pizzas and eat all of them at once. That's how much I'm capable of eating. So like this medication has really dialed it down. Like dialed down the my ability to eat, how much I can eat and how much I want to. So it's been great. I had my second shot actually 2 days ago, Thursday night, and it wasn't as powerful. Like the effects weren't as powerful as last time. Like my sugars are still around 100 every morning, which is not good because that's like pre-diabetic blood sugar. But I noticed that they don't quite spike as high after meals, so they are going down, but I'm probably going to need to get on another dose, to get on a higher dose once this set of 4 pens runs out. So you get, for those who don't know, you get 4 pens at once. You start from the lowest dose, which is 2.5 milligrams, and then you titrate up. So you're supposed to go from like 2.5 to 5 to like 7.5, 1.0, or 10, and then 12.5, and then 15 is the highest. And then I guess you're supposed to just stay at 15 forever if you're like a really bad diabetic who needs that much. But I'm not diabetic yet. I just have like the stage before you even get to pre-diabetes, which is insulin resistance. So I'm honestly thinking that 5.0, the next dose, will probably be enough for me. But I don't know. Like maybe I'll take 5.0 and then it'll start losing effectiveness and then I'll need to take like 7.5. But from what I've read on the internet, most insulin resistant people are good at like 5.0 or 7.5. It pretty much completely cures them. And then they lose a ton of weight too. So I didn't talk about how much weight I've lost. So I've lost my first week, my first 7 days of taking this medication, I lost 2.8 pounds, which is pretty good because you see a lot on like the internet, especially like Reddit. There's a Mounjaro forum on there where people are like, oh my god, like I lost 15 pounds the first week, but that's water. And I already have a pretty good diet and exercise regimen. It's just that I was just eating too much because I needed to. Like, I felt like I needed to. I already eat pretty healthy most of the time. It's just that I'll either like binge at night and go out of control, like if I'm doing a bunch of drugs and stuff, or I will just like eat bigger quantities than I should. And the Mounjaro pretty much cured that, so I just lost 2.8 pounds, which was probably mostly fat because I'm eating way less than I was before. So then, after the 2.8 pounds, it's been 2 days since that weigh-in, and then I've lost like another 1.5 pounds. So I don't know if that's like water or what, or if I'm just, I don't know. Like a lot of people have different results when using this. Like some people don't lose any weight on 2.5, and then they lose like 5 pounds a week on 5.0. So I'm taking this as like a bonus. And I think that 2.8 pounds in a week now, plus the rest of the weight that I've lost, I think that's pretty good progress in like 8 days or 9 days. So I'm really happy about it and excited, and I'm really looking forward to this. Might be the beginning of me finally being healthy for the first time in my life, because I was a normal weight one other time in my life. It only lasted about 2 months, and I was basically eating nothing. I would go entire days without eating anything, and then like I would eat like rice cakes and like I'd eat like one veggie burger without any like bread or anything, and then like that's all I would eat. So that was disordered eating, and it wasn't healthy. Like I remember I was angry all the time because I just wanted food. So maybe this way I could finally like be actually healthy, which would be amazing, really, honestly. Like I feel like so much in my life, like I missed out on so much in my life because of what I look like. Like I've gotten made fun of for my weight and being ugly since I was probably like 4. Like even in preschool, people made fun of it. Like I was obese when I was 3, so like it was all my life. I never was thin ever, except when I was a baby. And so like that's why, like, I hope that these GLP meds, like, reduce some of the stigma around being obese, because not that, like, being obese is good, like, it's not good, it's not healthy, but that's the thing. It's unhealthy. It's not that you're a bad person if you're obese. So many people look at obese people as, like, these disgusting, like, gluttons that, like, oh, I can't even imagine how, that would happen to me. Well, when you've been like that since you were 3 years old, like, it's hard to not, like, it's hard to be anything different without some kind of medical intervention. So I think that, like, I'm so grateful to these companies for developing these drugs. I usually hate big pharma, but, like, this is really revolutionary. And I think that, so I was going to talk about my other addictions too. So it seems like it really greatly impacts my ability to, like, moderate things. So I did try to drink while on this drug, and I just didn't want to. Like, my drink of choice is vodka, so that's really strong, but I have a really heavy tolerance. Not because I actually drink a lot, it's just because I'm so heavy, I think that's why. because I really don't drink a lot. I drink like once a month, but it's always like a huge binge. But anyway, I just like took a sip and I just like didn't want it anymore. So I just didn't like get drunk or anything because I didn't want it. And then I did smoke weed once because I just got really triggered by something that happened a couple days ago. And I was just in this like constant, like my heart rate was like double what it normally is, and I like it was bad. And I lifted weights and I was able to calm down, and then I wasn't fully able to calm down. So I did smoke a little bit of weed, and I didn't get as high as usual, and I didn't really want to get more high either. Like, something about the way Mounjaro is working in my body must be, like, enabling me to moderate my drug use, which is amazing, because normally it's like I take one puff and then it's over. Like, I have to, like, smoke the entire thing until I regret it, basically, until I've, like, overdosed. Overdosed meaning just, like, gotten way too high. But now, like, it seems like that's not as much of a problem. So, like, and I've seen this in other people's YouTube videos and, like, anecdotal experiences that they've shared online, that, like, some people take it and then, like, they stop their other addictions too. So it's not just me. So honestly, like, this drug is a 10 out of 10. I would totally recommend anyone who thinks that they have insulin resistance to take it. If you're not insulin resistant and you're just overweight, it may not work as well for you, because the main target demographic for these drugs is actually diabetics who have extreme insulin resistance. But I have a milder version of it, so it's still working pretty well for me. The only negative side effect I had was, so I have tinnitus, which is like ringing in my ears. My ears constantly ring 24/7, and it's usually at a pretty low pitch, but the medicine actually made it a bit louder. But honestly, like, if I just have to listen to some louder ringing in my ears, and that's the price I have to pay for being way healthier and not feeling like this powerless addict anymore, I'll take it, because I feel like I've been able to do so much more, which is probably one of the reasons why I haven't been making as many videos, because I've just been able to, like I've been walking at different parks around here every day, and I've been, I went volunteering for this, like, I don't want to give away the location, but like a nature preserve type thing, because they're setting up for spring, and I have been able to, like, meet up with friends more often, and I just feel like I have a way fuller life since I started this medication, even though it's only been like a week, really. So I can only imagine, like, once I finish EMDR, and once I lose a lot of weight and have even more energy than I do now, I think that my life quality will be so much better, and I feel like so many things will be open to me. Like, people won't look at me like I'm this disgusting monster anymore. People won't be disgusted by me. Like, people might actually be like attracted to me. Like, who knows? Not that that's really that important, but it's something that never really happened to me. Like, I have dated people, but a lot of them, it seems like they were just desperate and just wanted anyone, or they were trying to take advantage of me. So I haven't really had, like, a genuine relationship yet. And like just said, I need to do a lot of work on myself before I'm ready for something like that. I need to fix my health and then get into a more fulfilling job, and then I can worry about that. But just the prospect of being able to go after all these goals is really exciting because I was at a standstill for so long. And after I'd made so much progress already, I just hated being so stagnant. So I'm really grateful. So if you listen to this all the way through, thank you very much. And you can press the subscribe button or the like button if you want, or the dislike button if you thought this video was annoying. You can do that too, or comment whatever you want, or don't comment. Most of my videos people don't really comment on. People probably don't watch them all the way through, but I like putting them up. So anyway, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.